allow me to summarize just a little bit the observations that you're making, that Warburg made, is essentially we see that cancer cells shift towards this inefficient because of oxyphos insufficiency. They switch to this different pathway in terms of energy. Now, my question would be, you used the term initial insult earlier on. What is the initial insult that's causing this mitochondrial dysfunction, which you said is not a good term, but I'll just use it for now. What causes this switch? Because you also mentioned tumor heterogeneity or mutations being a result of this switch.
Right.
So what is that initial insult?
Yeah, I think this gets into the oncogenic paradox that Albert Sangiorgi sort of also noted in the history of cancer research, which is like, how is it possible that, if we look at the somatic mutation theory perspective, you have some carcinogens and some, insults, as we would say, that do cause mutations. In the Ames assay, you can detect, this definitely is mutagenic, and it increases the likelihood of cancer developing. But then you have other stuff, you have hypoxia, you have inflammation, you have different infections that do not necessarily cause mutations, but they still can cause cancer. And there's different, ways that you could fit it into the somatic mutation theory. But we think like many of these non-mutagenic insults, they can still damage mitochondria, either structurally, so you can have crystallysis, you can have defects in cardiolipin, in different lipids that are involved in the electron transport chain. Problem is, this is like not as elegant, I would say, as the mutations. The mutations, of course, it's like on-off. It's like, okay, we are comparing whatever normal is sort of considered. Of course, there's some issues with like polymorphisms, but whoever doesn't have cancer, you could say has normal so DNA content, and then you compare it with the cancer cells, and you see, okay, I see many mutations. So therefore, these must be the causal agents. Whereas we would say that it is this metabolic switch is actually the underlying. It's mediating the malignant transformation, but it also underlies the carcinogenesis, so the primary cause.